Positive graffiti. Drab grey slabs of a subway wall, concrete buildings standing so tall, but dark dingy alleyways are sitting in between, cold and featureless, not wanting to be seen. They need some light, something bright. They need to see the colour of a street artist's sight. The giant concrete canvases is a gift to their art, but only as long as they don't get caught. Nobody sees these artists at work, but the proof is on the wall. These works of art appear overnight, now the concrete seems so bright. They don't seek rewards for what they do. Sometimes a mark is left as an artist's clue, to brighten up a dingy place, perhaps put a smile on a person's face, is the artist's gift to the human race. Negative graffiti. It should be called art, but that's not its calling. It was put there as a boundary warning, not to be thought of as a thing of beauty, just gang art doing its duty. The shame of it all is these artists are gifted. Under different circumstances their art would be lifted, but unfortunately choices are made, sometimes by free will, but usually a blade. It's a shame, it's an art form, but I would like it gone. Peace and happiness for everyone.
Bry H.F. was here, by Ali Blevins. Bry H.F. was here, in red letters on the wall, 3 foot high in capitals, there to see for all. No one's painted over it, no one's had the will, so the kids just kick their footballs while Bry H.F. remains there still. Bry H.F. was only 12 when he grabbed the can of paint. He had a need to leave his mark on this place he'd learnt to hate. On to bigger school, soon he would be gone, but he wanted to make sure that his legend would live on. Bry H.F. was still written there when I started at the school, and when I asked about him, that boy was just a fool. No one really noticed. It had been there for so long. No one really questioned whether it was wrong. Bry H.F. had gone to high school. Into his fellow pupils he put fear. Then he kicked a teacher, and he was done within the year. It did not take many meetings. There was really no confusion. Bry H.F. was just not teachable, the only sure conclusion. "Fuck the patriarch!" Bry shouted as he left the school. "I don't need your bloody lessons. I don't need your pissin' rules." But he did need to make sure that his name they'd not forget. In 3 foot high red letters, his neatest writing yet. The pupils now felt safe. The teachers felt relief. But for Brian Harry Ferguson, all he could feel was grief. Shame it ended like this. He was really quite a clever guy, but no one really bothered to ask the question, Why? Bry H.F. wandered aimless but for his tin of paint, and wherever he was able, he wrote without constraint in 3-foot-high red letters on metal, brick, and wood. He released his anger so he'd be understood. And now his name's revered, his writing deemed profound, and as it grew in stature, it got further from the ground. Bry H.F. had found his legacy, of that there's no dispute, and a reputation that no one could refute. Meanwhile, Bry H.F. was here, in red letters on the wall, 3 foot high in capitals, still there to see for all. No one's painted over it, no one's had the will, so the kids just kick their footballs while Bry H.F. remains there still.
Audible graffiti. The writings on the wall, they won't give peas a chance. We shouted loud and clear the marches, songs and chants. A watchword, a war cry, a catchy ad man's jingle. The workers united, the CND peace symbol. George Davis was innocent, but Clapton wasn't God. So eat the rich, Kilroy was here. The spray can Sharpie squad can spread a message far and wide, predating social memes. So make love, not war. And Chad says, what, no beans?
West to San Francisco, look away, look away.
Graffiti, a singular art collective, tagged with maturity, juvenile rebels' ire, priceless satire, shy exhibitionists, spray urban colours, a palette felt, undercover creators unveil gift in plain sight, monkey business to big business, anarchy's art to mainstream moment.
We've heard of writing on the wall, scratched scenting of tribe territory, tagged branding like a stencil mark on minds as that of cattle hide. Claim laid, its landfill grounded and signed. Gang boundary or argued thought. Though vandals, roots much further back. Those classic caves where seam was start of canvas, easel, sharper use of chalk and coal, companion point. With satire, love, wit, curse, lament was Kilroy there, ubiquitous, now risen from the catacombs, then hand-drawn, scraping on the plot, Sacrifito, cousin on vase or pot. While hobo monikers on track was born the hip-hop, rapper trades by rock and roll, cans aerosol, and underground that's overground, save that on station walls below. When underpasses, mural lined, learned Smirnoff adverts in reverse. By cleaning hoses, making space, when public tarmac marked obscene, soon caused the city repair clean. I've heard East London of Brick Lane, a kiln of racial intermix, swirl breakdance of a culture swap, where walls have fallen since the war. Some folks deface is effacing up. Here's public, non-commissioned art, a street scene, building from those tracks. Old Berlin after printed tracts. It's Rene upon that wall. See Banksy now, his Wall Street dash. Under paper weeping skies, full of fiery crystal flies, came the furious knock and shout of savage ravens. A mark, a witness, barely to sight, etched beyond the black eyes of old gods and new supplicants, grasping immortality from body and blood, soon to be transposed to number alone. When the singing steel rails end, and the dogs howl at the melody drawn by the constant burn and glow of chimneys. Leave his name, his history, from your fog, from your nights of brute ascendancy.